Hello and welcome to News Tonight. I'm Tina Jha. Before we begin with the news bulletin, I would like to appeal to all our viewers to continue to maintain COVID-appropriate behavior as we are witnessing a massive surge in cases of coronavirus countrywide. Do remember to wear your face masks, wash your hands and face regularly, and also ensure physical distancing each time you step outside. We are still in the midst of the pandemic and witnessing a second wave of the infection, and these simple precautions by us will help us keep us as well as our families away from the infection. And now the headlines of the day. Prime Minister Modi meets chief ministers of all states, terms pandemic situation cause for grave concern, decries casual attitude of people, urges administration to take steps to stop COVID infections on a war footing. More than 126,000 new COVID cases recorded in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra, Punjab and Karnataka face the brunt of surge. Night curfew in 6 districts of Uttar Pradesh. Lockdown tomorrow in all urban areas of Madhya Pradesh and the capital of Chhattisgarh, Raipur. Campaigning ends for the 4th phase of assembly elections in West Bengal. Voting to be held on the 10th of April for 44 seats. Election activity heats up for 45 seats that will go to polls in the 5th phase. Prime Minister Modi inaugurates Indian projects in Seychelles. Coal said India's main ally in the Indian Ocean. And year-long programs planned for the 400th birth anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur. High-level committee to meet under Prime Minister's chairmanship to decide on the preparations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday held a meeting with chief ministers of all states and discussed the COVID-19 situation in the country. The Prime Minister said that the second wave of the pandemic is more severe than the first wave that the country witnessed last year. Expressing concern over the rising cases of coronavirus in several states across the country, the Prime Minister said that people have become complacent compared to the last time. The Prime Minister also directed states and union territories to bring down the positivity rate to 5%.
कि एक बार फिर चुनौतीपूर्ण स्थिति बन रही है। कुछ राज्यों में स्थिति ज्यादा चिंताजनक है। ऐसे में गवर्नेंस सिस्टम में सुधार ये बहुत आवश्यक है। ये मैं समझ सकता हूं कि साल भर की इस लड़ाई के कारण व्यवस्था में भी थकान आ सकती है, ढीलापन भी आ सकता है, लेकिन ये 2-3 सप्ताह और अगर हम टाइट करें और अदर गवर्नर्स को बड़ा मजबूत करें, इस पर हमने बल देना चाहिए।
The Prime Minister underlined the need to work on a war footing once again to fight the pandemic. He noted that despite all the challenges, we now have a better experience, better resources, as well as vaccine.
देश फर्स्ट वेव के समय की पीक को क्रॉस कर चुका है और इस बार के ग्रोथ रेट में पहले से भी ज्यादा तेज है। दूसरा, महाराष्ट्र, छत्तीसगढ़, पंजाब, मध्य प्रदेश, गुजरात समेत कई राज्य फर्स्ट वेव की पीक को भी क्रॉस कर चुके हैं। कुछ और राज्य भी इस ओर तेजी से बढ़ रहे हैं। मैं समझता हूं कि हम सब के लिए ये चिंता का विषय है, सीरियस कंसर्न है। और तीसरा, इस बार लोग पहले की अपेक्षा बहुत अधिक कैजुअल हो गए हैं।
The Prime Minister also asked states to ramp up testing with a focus on the RT-PCR tests. He also stressed on the need for COVID-19 tracing and tracking to curb the spread of the virus. And earlier on Thursday, the Prime Minister took the second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine in the national capital. The Prime Minister was given Bharat Biotech's Covaxin at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Noting that vaccination is among the few available ways to defeat the virus, the Prime Minister urged all those eligible for the vaccine to take it soon. The Prime Minister had taken the first jab on the 1st of March. Meanwhile, over 9 crore vaccine doses have been administered across the country so far. These include over 89,68,000 healthcare workers who have got the first dose, 54 lakh healthcare workers who have also received the second dose of the vaccine. Besides, 97,67,000 frontline workers have been administered the first dose and 44 lakh frontline workers have also been given the second dose. 3 crore 63 lakh first dose beneficiaries and 11 lakh second dose beneficiaries more than 60 years of age and over 2 crore 36 lakh first dose beneficiaries and 4 lakh 66,000 second dose beneficiaries aged 45 and above have also been vaccinated so far. Nearly 30 lakh vaccination doses were administered in just the last 24 hours. India reported the highest daily spike with over 1,26,000 new cases of coronavirus in the last 24 hours. The country's active cases have now reached 9,10,000, comprising 7.04% of the total infections, which is a massive surge. India's COVID-19 cases tally has now crossed 1 crore 29 lakh. 685 deaths were also reported from across the country in the last 24 hours, taking the total death toll to 1,66,862. Also, with 59,258 new recoveries in the same period, the total recoveries stand at 1 crore 18 lakh. However, the national recovery rate continues to drop. It has further dropped down to 91.67%. 10 states, including Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Kerala and Punjab, continue to report a steep rise in daily new cases of COVID-19. 84.21% of the new cases have been reported from just these 10 states. Maharashtra continues to report the highest daily new cases, this time at 59,907 in the last 24 hours. It is followed by Chhattisgarh with 10,310 new cases, while Karnataka reported 6,976 fresh cases of COVID-19. Several states are reimposing restrictions amid a surge in fresh cases of coronavirus. Uttar Pradesh has imposed a night curfew in Gautam Budh Nagar and Ghaziabad districts starting Thursday. The restrictions will be in place from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. till the 17th of April. Movement of essential goods and medical services will be exempted during the curfew. Besides, all government and private educational institutes, including coaching centers, will not be allowed to hold physical classes till the 17th of April. Medical, paramedical and nursing colleges have, in fact, they've been exempted from the order, but all exams, including practicals, are exempted and shall be held according to schedule. A night curfew is also being imposed in Lucknow, Varanasi, Kanpur and Prayagraj.
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने कल ये निर्देश दिया था, जिसके अनुपालन में कुछ जनपदों में ये रात्रि का जो आवागमन है उसको नियंत्रित किया गया है। उनके वो जो उन्हें निर्देश दिए गए हैं वो ये हैं कि जहां पर 500 कुल मामले 500 से अधिक हैं और प्रतिदिन 100 से अधिक मामले आ रहे हैं। लगभग 9 जनपद कल तक थे।
Madhya Pradesh has also announced a lockdown in all cities from 6 p.m. on Friday to 6 a.m. on Monday. In the past 3 weeks, the state government has imposed lockdowns in Bhopal, Indore, Jabalpur and Gwalior on Sundays and extended the curbs to some other cities last Sunday. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan announced on Thursday that various crisis management groups will hold meetings to review the situation in cities where there has been a spurt in COVID-19 cases and will decide the course of action to contain it. Besides increasing the number of beds for the viral infection patients, the state government has also decided to set up one COVID-19 care center in each of its districts. In neighbouring Chhattisgarh, a lockdown has been announced in Raipur district with effect from 9th April to the 19th. During the lockdown period, the border of the district will be completely sealed and all shops, including those selling liquor and commercial establishments, will remain closed except the medical stores. Offices of the central government, state government, semi-government as well as private offices and banks will remain closed, while those related to telecom, railway and airports will be allowed to function. Activities to contain the spread of the infection, which include contact tracing, active surveillance, home isolation, distribution of medicine, will continue, and all government employees related to these services will have to report to duty. In some other news, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday chaired a meeting of the high-level committee to commemorate the 400th birth anniversary of Guru Tegh Bahadur, the 9th Sikh Guru. The Prime Minister said that the Sikh Guru tradition is a complete life philosophy in itself. Recalling the teachings and lessons from the life of Guru Tegh Bahadur, Prime Minister Modi said that everyone should derive inspiration from him. He also emphasized that it is important to make the younger generation understand these lessons.
गुरु तेग बहादुर जी के 400वें प्रकाश पर्व का ये अवसर एक आध्यात्मिक सौभाग्य भी है और एक राष्ट्रीय कर्तव्य भी है। इसमें हम अपना कुछ योगदान दे सकें, ये गुरु कृपा हम सब पर हुई है। साथियों, गुरु नानक देव जी से लेकर गुरु तेग बहादुर जी और पूरी गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी तक हमारी सिख गुरु परंपरा अपने आप में एक संपूर्ण जीवन दर्शन रही है। ये सौभाग्य है कि गुरु नानक देव जी का 550वां प्रकाश पर्व, गुरु तेग बहादुर जी की 400वीं जयंती और गुरु गोविंद सिंह जी का 350वां प्रकाश पर्व मनाने का अवसर हमारी सरकार को मिला है। पूरा विश्व अगर जीवन की सार्थकता को समझना चाहे तो हमारे गुरुओं के जीवन को देख बहुत आसानी से समझ सकता है।
The Prime Minister said that various activities will be organized throughout the year to connect more and more people to the 400th Prakash Parv of Guru Tegh Bahadur. He emphasized that the life and teachings of Guru Tegh Bahadur and of the entire Guru tradition is propagated the world over. A 70-member committee headed by Prime Minister Modi was constituted by the Union Government on the 24th of October last year to approve policies, plans and programs related to the commemoration of the 400th birth anniversary of the Sikh Guru.
हमें गुरु तेग बहादुर जी के जीवन और शिक्षाओं के साथ ही समूची गुरु परंपरा को भी विश्व तक लेकर के जाना चाहिए। किस तरह पूरी दुनिया में आज सिख समुदाय के लोग और हमारे गुरुओं के हम सब करोड़ों अनुयायी उनके पदचिन्हों पर चल रहे हैं। कैसे सिख समाज सेवा के इतने बड़े बड़े काम कर रहा है, कैसे हमारे गुरुद्वारे मानव सेवा के जागृत केंद्र हैं। ये संदेश हम अगर पूरे विश्व तक लेकर जाएंगे तो हम मानवता को बहुत बड़ी प्रेरणा दे सकेंगे।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India and Seychelles share a strong and vital partnership in the Indian Ocean neighborhood. The Prime Minister, along with the President of Seychelles on Thursday, virtually inaugurated a range of projects supported by India in Seychelles as part of New Delhi's Indo-Pacific vision. Here's a report.
Several new projects completed.
Seychelles is central to India's vision of security and growth for all in the region, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Thursday, after handing over a fast patrol vessel to the island nation at a virtual event. The Prime Minister also jointly inaugurated with Seychelles President a solar power plant, a court building and 10 community development projects. All these projects were part of India's development assistance to the strategically located island country. The Prime Minister asserted that India is committed to strengthening the maritime security of Seychelles.
India and Seychelles share a strong and a vital partnership in the Indian Ocean neighborhood. Seychelles is a central to India's vision of Sagar, security and growth for all in the region. India is honored to be a partner of Seychelles in the development of its security capabilities and in meeting its infrastructure and developmental needs.
Prime Minister Modi said India is happy to have contributed towards the construction of new Magistrates Court building in Seychelles. In his address, the President of Seychelles said India is a reliable and trusted partner and his country wants to deepen ties with India.
India is committed to strengthening the maritime security of Seychelles. Today, we are handing over a new state-of-the-art, made in India, fast patrol vessel to the Seychelles Coast Guard. This vessel will help Seychelles to protect its maritime resources. Climate change poses a special threat to island countries. Therefore, I am happy that today we are handing over a 1 megawatt solar power plant in the Seychelles built with India's assistance.
I wish to express to you, Honorable Prime Minister Modi, the sincere appreciation of the government of Seychelles and my deep gratitude for your unfailing support and solidarity to our country. You have always embraced this legacy and you continue to do so. What better example of Indian solidarity than your spontaneous donation of 50,000 doses of Covishield vaccine to Seychelles in January 2021.
In his brief address, Prime Minister Modi also talked about climate change and said it poses a special threat to island countries. Seychelles was the first African country to receive the Made in India COVID-19 vaccines. The new president of Seychelles, Vevel Ramkalawan, is an Indian origin and his roots belong to Gopalganj in Bihar. With inputs from Akhilesh Suman, Bureau Report, Sunset TV. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met his Eritrean counterpart Osman Saleh Mohammed in Delhi on Thursday. During the meet, they discussed possibilities of cooperation in renewable energy, tele-education, capacity building, health, mining and maritime security. Regional situation and international issues were also taken up during the meeting. And Prime Minister Modi will hold a virtual summit with the Prime Minister of Netherlands, Mark Rutte, on Friday. During the summit, the two leaders will discuss in detail the bilateral cooperation and also look at new ways of strengthening this relationship. They will also exchange views on the regional and global issues of mutual interest. India and the Netherlands share cordial and friendly relations underpinned by shared values of democracy, rule of law and freedom. Netherlands is home to the largest Indian diaspora in continental Europe. The two countries also share a robust economic partnership, with Netherlands being the third largest investor in India. India and the US have agreed on a clean technology agenda for 2030 to tackle climate change. Both nations have also appealed to all countries to work on programs to address the concern. The announcement came after US Special Presidential Envoy for Climate, John Kerry, called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday during his 4-day visit to New Delhi. The Prime Minister said in a Twitter message that India and the US can creatively collaborate on a 2030 agenda for clean and green technologies in the service of the planet.
Given our complementary strengths, Prime Minister and Special Envoy Kerry agreed to collaborate on a 2030 agenda with focus on clean and green energy through enhancing availability of climate finance, building resilient infrastructure, energy storage, and green hydrogen. The Indian side briefed him about our wide-ranging efforts to meet commitments under the Paris Agreement and our efforts to reduce emissions, and India's lead in multilateral initiatives such as the International Solar Alliance and the Coalition of Disaster Resilient Infrastructure.
Time for a short break here. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Do stay with us.
Watch The Big Picture at 9:30 p.m. only on Rajya Sabha television.
Do you know who determines the salary, allowances and terms of service of the CAG? Your options are A. Prime Minister, B. Finance Minister, C. Parliament and D. President of India. See the correct answer tonight at 9:30 p.m. only on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Narvane on Thursday met the Army, Navy and Acting Air Force Chiefs of Bangladesh and discussed issues of mutual interest and bilateral defense cooperation. On a 5-day visit to Bangladesh, General Narvane paid tributes to the martyrs of Bangladesh's 1971 Liberation War by laying a wreath at the altar of Shikha Nirban in Dhaka cantonment. He was also accorded a Guard of Honor at Sena Kunj. Coming nearly 2 weeks after Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the neighbouring country, the Army Chief's tour aims to further strengthen the bilateral ties and defence cooperation between the two countries. During the visit, General Narvane will also visit various military stations in Bangladesh. He will meet the Foreign Minister of Bangladesh on Sunday, and he will also share his experiences during the seminar on United Nations peace support operations. He will witness the culmination ceremony of the joint military exercise Shantir Agrashena, a multilateral UN-mandated counter-terrorism exercise from 4th of April to the 12th. The year 2021 marks the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between India and Bangladesh, the liberation of Bangladesh, and also the birth centenary of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And news and updates from the poll-bound states now. Campaigning for the fourth phase of assembly elections in West Bengal ended on Thursday. Prominent leaders and star campaigners of various political parties are leaving no stone unturned to woo the voters. 11 seats of South 24 Parganas, 10 seats of Hooghly, 9 seats each of Havra and Cooch Behar, and 5 seats of Alipurdwar will go to polls in this phase on the 10th of April. 373 candidates are in the fray in this phase. The state is witnessing 8 phased elections, and the counting of votes will take place on the 2nd of May. So that's it from us in this bulletin. But before we leave, let me remind and appeal all our viewers once again to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Remember to wear your face masks, wash your hands and face regularly, and ensure that you maintain physical distancing each time you step outside. Remember, we are witnessing a massive surge in cases, and these simple precautions by us are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. Take care of yourselves and your families. Good night, and thank you for your time.